Very warm welcome to one and all present here. Today, we from Electrical Branch are going to present our DD project on designing a safer tomorrow, genetic solutions to bugs and mosquito challenges.
So, before we start, let us introduce ourselves. Myself Anshul Parekh from Electrical Engineering, and my goal is to seek innovative and sustainable solutions.
Hello everyone, I am Atulya Bharat and I am excited to share the results that I have curated throughout my project.
Hello everybody, myself Krishna Pawar and here from Electrical Engineering as business analyst for my team.
Good morning to one and all present over here. My name is Maraspan and I am the industrial designer of this core team.
And I am Siddhant Gera. So, we have with this team has gathered here with a burning flame of enthusiasm in our heart. We are going to do our utmost best to present you this hard work. So, we all know the importance of a good team, and hence we have divided this project into key members. These key members are the project manager, the user researcher, the research analyst, the innovative thinkers, the prototyping specialist, then the biotechnologist, then environmental scientist, lastly our business strategist. So this is our standard design thinking framework. First of all, the step is to empathize. We'll empathize with the user. Then we'll define the problem, what the problem is, and what the user's needs are. Then we are going to ideate upon it. This is our team. We'll ideate upon the problem. After ideating comes the prototyping step. That is, we'll get a model which resembles our final solution to some extent. Then, lastly, we'll give it to the user so that we can test this and get feedback. Now, we'll empathize. As empathize for a first step, we as hostlers faced a big problem around the start of October that there were so many bugs lying dead under my tube light or somewhere. Every single day I had to clean that. That was a huge mess. So these are the points you may also be facing. We went to different hostel rooms and asked if they were facing the same problem, and the answer was yes. But for today, our main focus would be to cure diseases that are caused by mosquito. Later, we'll work on to bugs. Now, heading on to empathy map.
So, now you guys are familiar what does empathy mean. So now it's my time to define what does empathy map mean. Well, what the user needs. The empathy map defines what the user needs. First, user says there are a lot of risk of disease. Why? Because mosquitoes are everywhere. Increased irritation. There's a lot of irritation due to mosquitoes and bugs. What the user thinks? Why do they have to buzz in my ear all night? Remove that. I wish there's a paradise where there's no mosquitoes. Thus, I do consult experts about it and I search for an effective solution. What does I feel? I feel so helpless against it, and I'm looking forward to a better approach.
As we have got the basic gist of our problem, now I would like to add upon with the numbers and highlight the scale of this situation that we are solving. Right now, what I am going to show that how did we conduct our research. We conducted our research in two phases. Number one, sampling. That is the creation of the representative peoples. It can be sorted based upon the demography, gender, age, etc. And after that, we are going to extract the data. And data can be collected by the virtue of physical examinations and interviews. Once that we have gathered all the data, what we are going to interpret from the data? First of all, we are going to observe a pattern and trends that it is going to follow. Post that, we will get a relation between the potential threat that it comes up with. I would like to showcase few numbers, that is the number of cases of dengue and malaria respectively that has been noted in India for the past few years. We can see that it is significantly high. Now I want to throw a limelight upon the existing solutions. We all know that there are solutions that are ineffective. Like number one, insect repellents. We all know that insect repellents have toxic chemicals, and kids have a tendency to lick their skin. These toxic chemicals can harm them. Apart from that, it can also cause skin infections to elder peoples. Post that, I have use of larvicides. The use of larvicides is not scalable. Number one point, because it is expensive. Also, it has its labor-intensive work. Apart from that, it can affect other organisms which come in contact with it. Moving on to what does my survey points out to. First point, even though that we have advanced technologies, there are we can see the cases have increased and we need to find a cure for it. Apart from that, we want to create a effective and efficient solution. Now handing over to Krishna.
So guys, you have seen the existing. So guys, you have seen the existing solutions. Now, now what we need is we need to bring new solution which is economically feasible, easily available, and resourceful. So here at Silicon Siddharth.
So I would like all of you, if you have any idea how a mosquito spread diseases, please raise your hand. Okay, Sachin.
There are a lot of diseases like malaria, dengue, and where there is like water pooling. These are more.
This was out of the question. So the question was, how does mosquito spread diseases? Does anyone want to answer? I knew this would be the response. So here I am going to break the myth that mosquitoes don't affect us like the way you think. That is, they inject blood from an infected person, then transfer it to yours, and then you become infected or have a disease. But it actually the saliva of the mosquito that causes this. So first of all, assuming this is an infected mosquito, it bites a normal person. It goes to the liver through the bloodstream, then it reciprocates in the red blood cells of the human host, where when the quantity of the parasite is too large, the cell ruptures. After rupturing, they start producing male and female gametes. These male and female gametes are taken up by another mosquito. Then these parasites reproduce even further in the salivary glands of the mosquito. Hence, the saliva of the mosquito has these. Now, I'll show it how it actually happens. Here it penetrates through with the help of its proboscis and injecting the saliva, which suppresses immune system and also increases rate of blood flow. So this is the saliva that contains all of the parasites, hence affecting you. Now, what our absolute solution is? Our absolute solution is genetic. So what we are going to do is remove the undesired base pairs. That is, will change the salivary glands to function some other way to not host parasites in them. And how we are going to do that is we are going to take a vector DNA. Vector DNA is nothing but some bacteria which can be transferred to a living cell. Then there is a foreign DNA. This is the mosquito DNA. We'll use restriction enzymes, or you can say molecular scissors, to cut these DNA segments. Now, when these restriction enzymes cut a segment at specific base pairs, these sticky ends are created. To join these sticky ends and make a recombinant DNA, we are going to use super glue. This super glue is nothing but DNA ligase. After this, we have formed a recombinant DNA. Now, this DNA needs to be injected into the mosquito somehow. So, the last step is just integrating this DNA segment to bust the mosquito. What truly this technique has achieved now? This has achieved the mutation of salivary glands and the mutation of proboscis for suction without saliva. Now, the proboscis does not inject the person with saliva. Instead, it somehow mutates its proboscis to function somewhere else to get its food. Now, this causes an forced evolution that is friendly but serves our purpose right. Now, about mass producing these mosquitoes. Somehow we need to commercially spread these mosquitoes all over the globe so that these mosquitoes reproduce and all of their children do have this mutation. So to do that, we'll use the polymerase chain reaction, that is PCR. So our idea and conceptual prototype is about this only, polymerase chain reaction, which will be further explained to you by our prototyping specialist, that is Manasman. Now, briefly explaining this, here we'll do the denaturing of DNA. We'll break DNA into 2 strands. Then, in step 2 annealing, we'll add primers. Then, step 3 synthesizing. We'll attach this primer in such a way that the required DNA fragment is formed. Then we'll repeat the cycle to 20 to 40 times. So, what else this could have achieved? A future-free of mosquito. But how? So, what we could have done instead of mutating the salivary glands is just snatch the genes which allow the mosquitoes to reproduce or create further more children. This will completely annihilate the existence of mosquitoes. But there comes a consequence. This consequence will be told to you by our environmentalist.
So now you guys are familiar with it, but it's time for Konsama to tell you about some cons. Any of you guys know who is Konsama? Well, I'm not here to tell you about that. I'm here to tell you about its disadvantages. First disadvantage is disrupting food chain. Mosquitoes plays a very crucial part in our food chain. They are at the primary level. They are the major food source for spiders, bird predators like purple martins, swallows, and etc. etc. If we remove the existence of all mosquitoes suddenly, it will also disrupt our ecosystem and make it disbalanced. Vegans and environmentalists may criticize this idea. Well, mosquitoes, like all other human beings, are also a part of nature. We have no right to just remove the existence of them. However, their disease spreading needs effort to control their population. But removing their whole existence will lead to ecological disbalance and maybe ethical dilemma. May spread disease further. Mosquitoes, as my team member explained about altering their DNA, but they does not come without any risk. There are some risks. These risks include mutation. You have seen like in science fiction movies, zombie apocalypse and
Mosquito
other things.
apocalypse.
These things might get real. Researchers usually neglect this topic or don't show that much interest. In conclusion, I will say, as an environmental scientist, I have to find an innovative solution, and I ask you guys to find an innovative and sustainable solution. Now I will hand over to Manasman, who is our technical.
So as my fellow teammates told you about the problems caused by mosquitoes, so being an industrial designer, I have to make certain prototypes which can be used to unroot the problems caused by mosquitoes. So here we have nanoneedles. Nanoneedles are basically microscopic nanoneedles which are like made up of carbon nanotubes, silicons and alloys. So how can nanoneedle help in this situation? Nanoneedles can help in this situation. So how can nanoneedles help in this situation? We can use nanoneedle by altering the DNA by making a genetic makeover in the mosquitoes. So these are the areas of problem that I have found while making the prototype. Firstly, we have the sensitivity. Secondly, we have tolerance. And thirdly, we have material safety. So what are the benefits of using nanoneedles? Firstly, we have the higher efficiency of nanoneedles. Secondly, they are low toxic and because of their environmental friendly nature. And thirdly, because they can provide long-lasting protection against mosquitoes. So here you can see the image given above. This is the nanoneedle and this is the cell of mosquito. Which this process is called the IV purpose on the mosquito. I'm giving you a better understanding of my idea by presenting you a picture. So what's a PCR machine? The PCR machine that I have developed is basically consists of 5 parts. It has a heating component, a cooling component, and a thermal controller, and a reaction chamber, and a direction system. So what are the key points related to in this machine? The rate of the power consumption of this PCR machine is roughly around 520 watt. Secondly, the cooling rate of this machine is around 5 degrees Celsius per second, and the heating rate of this machine is around 10 degrees Celsius per second. So I would like to invite Krishna for
First of all, I would like to thank all my teammates for creating a great pitch for me. As told by Manas about PCR machine, basically there are solutions in market for PCR machine also, but they are usually costing a lot for low efficiency and high maintenance. So guess what's the price of our machine? It's 49 lakhs, still more. So what we are thinking is, with more research and development, we can come to a lower price. But what we need is, every relationship is a give and take relationship. What we want from you is to spread awareness about our research and development on the project. Give us platforms on global level so that we can spread awareness, so that social institutions, individuals can help us give us points and levels. So now, what we will give it to you? We will give you a safer tomorrow. No more terror from mosquitoes. And the solution we have brought is sustainable solution, economically environment friendly, one-stop solution, no regular investment, and the technique we have used is WHO certified and hassle-free.
So I'm pretty sure that after hearing all these technical terms, you must have forgot our main problem. So what we are solving is point number 1. The heightened irritations caused by the mosquitoes. The disease caused by the risk of disease caused by mosquitoes are immense. So we are going to solve that. Now coming on to the testing part of it. I would like to make our idea a market fit project. So we would sort this testing part into 3 parts. Number 1, implementation. We saw how that our industrial designer produced a innovative solution and basically come up with an idea. Working with the working model. First of all, we saw that how the operations are expensive and complicated. So we might need an effective and efficient solution. Inspiration. We require regular inspiration because we need to adapt our solutions and also we have to address the user demands. Now coming on to the conclusion, I would like to present a case study based out of Singapore. How when the number of cases over there increased, the researchers and the innovators came together to curate an idea which served the solution. Thank you.
Now, I know all of you must be bored of the technical terms and all, and I've seen so many people of you yawning among us. That is alright. So, at last, we would entertain any doubts or question you might have after this presentation. So, I'm giving you 3 seconds. Please raise your hand if you have any doubts.
Yes. So you are saying basically you will keep the DNA and the mosquito will become harmless. So the harmless mosquito will reproduce with the harmful mosquito and it will produce harmless mosquito.
Yes.
So how will you make sure that the DNA of the harmless mosquito is dominated so that the offspring is harmless?
Excellent question. So, what the question is that how we will make sure the offspring has the DNA segment that we have integrated into our prototype mosquito. The answer to this is that we are going to make about billions of copies. PCR machine costs a lot, I know, but it creates about 1.5 billion copies almost like in 30 minutes. So we can integrate this DNA into a lot of big sample space of mosquitoes, which will ensure a good number of offspring have this DNA gene. About the dominating effect. So what we are going to do is test this idea in a laboratory when we have enough funds, of course. So if any other questions from you guys? Okay, Nirmal.
Is there any scope of making the PCR machine indigenous?
Yes, there is a lot of scope in making this ourselves only, and we have our prototyping specialist come here. So you can contact him and you can contact me as well. If so many PCR machines are being made indigenously and they are costing a lot. But what prototype we have come across is a lot better. It creates not 1 billion but 1.5 billion. That is like 50% more increase in that. So any other questions? Sir, if anyone has doubts, so they can contact on this. Yes, sir. Sir, some people are shy to like approach directly. They need to text. Somehow this social anxiety has taken over among this peer, so we have to do this to take. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would agree with you that this is not a professional platform, but this is popular platform, right? So the only way to make them interested in a PPT and as well as this idea. Yes, sir. We'll make sure to do that next time. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so this is the Google form for anyone who's shy or like has social anxiety. You can scan this form and give us your live feedback right now. And so at the end,
With that said, we are sorry for all the disturbances, but we all thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our idea and for giving us the platform where we can explore, learn and grow together. Thank you, sir.